That's the best. That's the best one yet. That's the best one yet.
Thank you, mate. I've put a lot of time into that, which is quite sad, if anything.
Incredible.
Hello, welcome back to the Carlton Blue podcast. My name is Dan Rowlands, and I'm joined live from Rennes with Ashley Priest. Ash, how are you, mate? It looks hot over there.
I'm in the shade now. The sun was beaming on me as well, sweating. Really hot one here, but the stadium's in the shade now. It's typical. But yeah, really hot one here. I think it was close to 30 degrees on the pitch today. Hot, stifling. The Villa fans tomorrow were baking in it as well. I've seen a few who got sunburn already. So yeah, very warm one and a good run out for Villa.
I'm sure some beers will cool them all down this evening as they enjoy the rest of their night. End of pre-season, and we've got a few talking points. I think we've probably got 15, 20 minutes or so we'll try and rattle through as quick as we can. Yep. Just give me your overall kind of analysis of what you've seen today, though. You kind of 60 seconds, 90 seconds ratings for me. Yeah,
good run out, and my picks today were Diego Carlos at the back. Didn't put a foot wrong, showed really physicality again. He was just chucking players out the way, and that's what you want, a physical, imposing presence at the back. And Diego Carlos was like a brick wall out there today. Got the winner as well for him, so a bit of a fan favourite now, Diego. He was 7-8 in the Villa favourite to my right-hand side there as well. So Diego Carlos, very strong today. Leon Bailey's form continues, Dan, as well. 3 goals in pre-season, and he almost got a second as well here. Just cutting inside, running at his man. And yeah, he's in a rich vein of form, Leon Bailey. Got to start next week for me. I don't know what the comments are saying. Leon Bailey should be a starter next week. He's a man banging form, and you got to play them players. So Leon Bailey played well again today. And yeah, I mean, a slow start from Villa, Dan. Really slow start. Kamara was a bit sluggish to begin with, and obviously they got a free header inside the 6-yard box. Which was
too easy, that goal, wasn't it?
Very sloppy, and he almost scored again, the centre half as well. The marking at set players was non-existent at times for Villa, so the counter was lucky they only conceded 1 today. So yeah, a bit of marking needs sharpening up. Yeah, the system itself, I think it was a bit of a 4-3-3, as I thought it would be. Obviously, a few lads missing. Your Buendias, your Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings was here today. I seen him down there. So he was there today. Obviously, Villa had a friendly yesterday against Fulham. I believe Danny Ings scored in the 1-0 win, but it's unconfirmed. But so a few players had a run out yesterday, and the remaining players got 60, 70 minutes here today, and some got 90, obviously. So good run out in the sun. I thought Rennes are very organised. Good side Rennes. Probably Villa's stiffest test throughout pre-season so far. I know the Man U game was a tough one in the conditions, but today, given how organised Rennes were, they finished 4th last season, Dan, as well. Good test for Villa today, and it should bode well for next week at Bournemouth. So, yeah, all positive for me. Couple of issues as well. I mean, Watkins could have scored a couple. Just needs a goal, Ali. Needs a goal to get his confidence back up in front of goal. So desperate for a goal for Watkins. And but yeah, I think it'll come. I thought Lucas Dean was good. Midfield, neither here or there. But yeah, good workout nonetheless. And yeah, what do your thoughts on it, Dan?
We'll talk about the issues and stuff in a sec. That's probably the biggest kind of takeaway, really, isn't it? It's about what we've seen from today and how we assess that going forward. Just on the game yesterday, I was saying that it's 5 unbeaten in pre-season, potentially 6 if we include that Fulham game as well. There's a few questions about what's happening with Buendia, what's happening with Mings. Does this mean they're out of favour? Does this mean they're leaving? We assume they were more involved yesterday, and they're not going to play 2 games in 2 days. There's nothing more than that.
No, I mean, I'd love to speak to Gerrard down there. He's not out yet, Gerrard, and I don't think he's doing press today as well, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, I think that's the case. I think that Gerrard took a strong squad down to Fulham yesterday at Craven Cottage, and players had over an hour run out there as well. So he's mixing the two teams at the present and getting as much minutes in the players' legs. I believe Buendia and Co played yesterday as well, so they've got some minutes. And yeah, selection headaches for next week. I don't know people starting line this week for Bournemouth, but yeah, Leon Bailey should start for me. Coutinho was okay. I thought he did well in flashes today. Showed good touches. Hit the bar with the free kick. A bit quiet for his standards, but in my player ratings, I've said showing a little bit more signs of what we come to expect with him. Needs to do it a bit more consistently, as we know, but he's slowly getting there. Coutinho. Yeah, Villa fans raving about Buendia. Buendia should be starting more games. So I think that debate will rage on, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be the new Ings versus Watkins, won't it, for this season, I think. Let's have a look at the start of the starting 11 then, just because I put a fancy graphic together and I might as well use it. So we've got Martinez obviously in goal, Dean and Cash at fullbacks with Carlos and Konsa. This is who started. Kamara, McGinn and Louise as a 3, and then Coutinho and Bailey with Watkins as the main striker. Now, I tweeted before the game kicked off saying I think that's probably as close to the starting 11 as we might see next weekend against Bournemouth in the first game of the season, dependent on Konsa's fitness. Obviously played 60, 75 minutes or something, I think it was today. So you could argue that whoever played yesterday, you would assume it was Mings and Chambers because they didn't play today. It's one of those other 3 to partner Carlos, who is a guaranteed starter. And then the only other position, I think, is a toss-up between Louise and Ramsey for the midfield slot. I think the rest of it probably picks itself at the moment. And again, potentially harsh on Buendia, potentially favourable in terms of Ollie Watkins. But I think that'll be the side that starts, barring those couple of changes at the back. Possibly.
I think you've nailed it there. I think you've nailed it. There's a couple of shirts up for grabs still, Dan. And that's what Gerrard wants this season. So, all to play for in them spots you've seen, centre-half, midfield, and Watkins and Ings. It's up to them, really. But I think we're close to the 11 now, ahead of Bournemouth next week.
We did our season preview. We recorded it on Wednesday and it came out on Thursday. It's obviously Saturday now for people who aren't watching it live and might be catching up on this. And I thought we'd possibly have gone a bit too early with that, because if we'd have seen things today that maybe put some of those conversation points out of date, for example, if Ollie Watkins scores a hat-trick today and we spent 20 minutes on Wednesday talking about the strikers, it kind of looks silly. But everything we talked about on Wednesday, the same kind of fears and doubts remain. Midfield balance still doesn't look quite right, even though it was Louise in there instead today. Striker, again, still a problem with Watkins not scoring a goal. Ings comes on and he doesn't score. I've not really paid close attention, but doesn't really do a fat lot. And Archer as well comes on. Again, he is human after all, doesn't score. There's a lot of comments coming through on this and a lot of comments on social media saying you've got to have a 20-goal striker. Watkins isn't good enough. Without them, we'll never get top 8. We'll never get top 10. I'm inclined to agree a little bit. Somebody tweeted me saying that, you were happy that we weren't going to sign a striker on Wednesday. But, you're still happy now. When I'm not happy about it. I don't want Villa to be lacking in any position. I'm less concerned about it if the other players chip in with goals. And we scored 2 today. We scored 2 against Man United, 1 in the previous 2 games, and then 4 against Walsall. If the other players chip in, you don't need a 20-goal striker. Obviously, we all want a 20-goal striker, but if Watkins scores 20, McGinn, Louise, and Ramsey score 0 between them, that's the same as them all scoring 5 each. So it doesn't really matter where the goals come from; it's how many Villa score, and a 20-goal striker obviously makes that easier. But there is that niggling point in the back of my mind that thinks, are we going to get where we need to be with Ollie Watkins up front or Danny Ings up front?
Interesting debate. I'd love to ask Gerrard that right now. I think Watkins just needs a goal, Dan. I know he's just lacking confidence in front of the 6-yard box for me. That header today, McGinn's ball was brilliant. It was on the money. And Watkins put it 3-4 yards wide with a header. He'd be kicking himself over that one. And again, his confidence was summed up when Bailey went through, teed him up, and he wanted too long on the ball. So not happening from him. And that was a telltale sign. He's not happy in front of goal at present. You hope it goes
touches as well.
He does,
And there's a lot of talk about him not being a striker really, and playing the most of his career on the wing. And I think he played one season as a striker before he joined us, and he's played obviously up front for us since then. He doesn't have that kind of clinical edge that strikers just have because they're naturally natural finishers. And I think Ings does have that, but Ings never really gets the chance to start. I've said, and we said in our season preview, so people who are maybe watching this who haven't watched that, you're going to get more discussion from us, more deeper insight, I guess, from that longer video. I would like to see Ings start more games than Watkins. I think he would score more goals given the opportunities. But it is a squad game and both have to play at certain points anyway. The only way I can see one of those not starting games is if Villa go massive on a striker, which is that going to happen in the next week or so? I highly doubt it. There's 2 points to that. Sorry, I'm waffling, by the way.
No.
Villa needs to spend big, i.e. 40, 50, 60 million, which I don't really see happening. And the player, whoever X player is, why are they going to pick Aston Villa? I don't know, Kamara have, I know Carlos have, but strikers are like gold dust, aren't they? They go to the big teams, and that's pretty much it, the big boys. People saying things like Tammy Abraham, he would have better offers than potentially mid-table Aston Villa. So I just don't see it not being Ings, Watkins, and Archer as a 3.
No, I mean there's another month to the window closes, Dan. So I think it's something Villa will assess. You're an injury. If Watkins picks up an injury, I think you're short up front straight away. So you're an injury away from being really short up front in an area of the pitch where you don't want to be short. But I think Villa will analyse as the games tick by now. The season starts next week. What we got until the deadline? We got 5 games, 6 games until transfer deadline. So I think it's an ongoing thing they'll analyse. Johan Lange was here today alongside Christian Persson, so they're looking at it all the time as well. I think they are content with what they've got at the moment. £60 million pairing. As we've seen, they scored goals, but I think Watkins is lacking confidence. So I'll take him out the firing line for a bit. You just hope these chances in pre-season just get him out of your system now, and hopefully just scores off his shin next week or something. Get him up and running, because he's a striker who can score in spurts. We've seen that happen last season. Scored at Brighton, and he had a little bit of a scoring run. So hopefully that kicks in. But yeah, he does lack confidence, and it's a decision. For Gerrard, really, he'll have a last decision on that. Has he got enough in that number 9 area of the pitch? And today, second half with 20 to go, he played with his what I think is his favoured system, that 4-3-1-2. I think he likes that one with the 2 strikers there, and obviously got Archer on the bench. No sign of Keenan Davies today. Still out injured, presumably. So yeah, I don't know. Only Johan Lange and Gerrard will know it. And I'd love to quiz him now, but no press today. So we'll see on that one. It's going to rage on. But yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one to ask, really. If Watkins scores 2 next week, puts the debate out of bed, doesn't it?
Exactly that. I was just about to say it is only pre-season, and as much as we're a little bit concerned that maybe Watkins has scored 1 goal against Warsaw and that's it, if he scores 2 against Bournemouth on the opening day and just hits a bit of form from the off, none of this matters, does it?
No.
It is a little bit difficult though that you just said there about the 4-3-1-2 being potentially Gerrard's favourite formation. I'm not keen. I'm not sure that is the one. If we've only got 3 strikers, playing 2 up front gives you 1 on the bench. I'm not sure. I like the 4-3 a lot more, but even so, like I said at the start of this, the balance in the midfield still is not right. As much as Boubacar Kamara's looked a very good player, it's just still not quite clicking, is it? I don't know why. McGinn's captain now. That's something that's happened since we recorded, so you'd assume that pretty much makes him a guaranteed starter. So it's Ramsey or Louise at the moment for the other number 8 position, which are 2 good players on paper, but there's still something. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. It's just not right. I don't ever see us looking like that midfield controls a game. When you watch any top-level football, the midfield is where the game is won and lost. And I still think we'll come on this podcast loads of times next season. If we don't sign anyone else, I'll just caveat that quickly, and we'll say, didn't look good in midfield today. Midfield looked sloppy, looked lightweight, didn't look like it could carry the game. And I feel like we'll be saying that too many times again next season.
Yeah, today Ren kept going through Villa's middle as well. Whenever they attacked on the counter, I pressed quite well. Yeah, it's a big issue of concern for me as well, the balance. Kamara was off the pace a little bit today. Don't know if he's had too many minutes in the legs in short space of time. I don't know.
As well?
Travel maybe? Yeah, a lot of travel. We got back from Australia Sunday. So going into the week, they've had a couple of double sessions as well. They obviously played Fulham yesterday. Maybe, but you'd hope today was a bit more dominant in that midfield area, but it just wasn't. They lacked that little bit today. Kamara looked a bit jaded in there, sluggish to start with, as we've seen. So he wasn't at his swashbuckling best we've seen him previously. McGinn likewise. The balance is all wrong in there, isn't it, at the moment? It's not dominating the football. Gerrard likes his team to have possession. We're not having too much possession either. And to build up from the back and build slowly into attacks, not happening. And yeah, the 2 goals came today down the side. Long ball up front. Watkins headed to Dean cross. Bailey scored, and the other goal come from a corner, short corner. Ashley Young far post, cross again. Diego Carlos. Maybe we need a big number 9 for the crosses, But scoring a lot of goals from crosses and cutbacks as opposed to building through the middle. So, yeah, they're the 2 areas of concern. You'd say midfield and just missing too many chances up front.
Yeah, I think the defence and the goalkeeper picks itself, as in Dean, Carlos, Cash, Martinez, and one of the other 3 as the other centre-back. I'd be fine with any of the 3, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
Kamara, again, probably picks himself. McGinn feels like he probably does as captain. That leaves 1 position in midfield, which I still think, as much as Jacob Ramsey came on leaps and bounds last year, and I still want him to, I still feel like you need something in there. I don't know who, I haven't got a name, just something is missing. And then the front three, again, still not massively convinced, Ings or Watkins. And then Bailey looks at a new player, and if he can stay fit, that will be really helpful to have a bit of energy and a bit of pace up there. But Coutinho off the left isn't really floating my boat either, really. I'd like to see Buendia in there in some games, or most games, to be honest, actually, being honest. Still a lot of talk in the comments about this 20-goal striker. Just very quickly, because I saw it on social media before we started, only 2 players in the Premier League scored over 20 goals last year. Do you want to know who they are? Do you want to have a guess?
Go on.
Salah and Son.
Salah and Son, yeah.
Only the 2 players in the league to get over 20. Ronaldo 18, Kane 17, Mane 16, De Bruyne 15. But this 20-goal striker doesn't exist, and if they do, they don't come to Aston Villa, which is the harsh reality of it. Watkins needs to score 10 to 12. Ings needs to contribute. We said all this on Wednesday. McGinn needs to get 6 or 7. Ramsey needs to get 6 or 7. Carlos, like he scored today, centre-backs have to score more next year. We've got to be better from set pieces. And if you can get to 65, 70 goals scored, you've got a decent chance of being up around those European spots. However they come, it doesn't really matter. Martinez could ship him with 10 for me from the penalty spot. It doesn't matter if Watkins isn't scoring them, if someone else is, to a certain extent.
Yep. Big strikers cost money, and it's a bit of a big issue at the moment. So we'll see with that one. I don't know with it. Just looking at Leon Bailey down there, so he's doing post-match. So, he'll be on your Villa TV shortly, Leon Bailey.
What do you make of Carlos? He's the guaranteed starter out the centre-backs, I think. And I said in our season preview, go and watch that. I'm just repeating myself. He's my pick for fans' favourite / player of the year. I think he'll be the one where people go, oh yeah, I love him. He's a great player to watch, goes through people. And if he chips in with 4 or 5 goals as well, good player, good signing.
You might chip in with 3 or 4 red cards as well, I think. The way he steams in, it could be a Premier League referee's dream in that concern. But hopefully not. Very strong in the tackle, very committed. Good on the ball as well. His passing's very good. He breaks lines. He's prepared to take a risk in terms of his passing through the middle. Mm-hmm. With that, you're on Villa on attack straight away. I think he did a long ball up to Bailey. He was in 1-on-1. So very good on the floor, very, very assured. And very good signing, £26 million. Defenders, they cost a hell of a lot of money, and that seems a big coup for Villa. He's 29, he's been around the block. He knows what it takes to win games. So, as Gerrard says, he'll be a man for us. And so out there, he was a brick wall, he was Colossus, and that's what you want. Villa have lacked that little bit of nastiness, just to leave one in on players and making sure your opposition know you're there. He did that in some style today. So, got a goal as well for his rewards as well, and looks a top signing. It could be the sign of the summer in terms of what Villa have done. I know a lot have been said of Kamara on a free transfer, but looking at it, I think Carlos has slotted in there seamlessly. He's like he's been playing Villa for the last 5 years, the way he's slotted in. He can take defenders a bit of a while to adjust and playing with a new backline and a new keeper, but he's slotted in there like a dream. So Diego Carlos looks a fantastic signing. I think he'll take to the Premier League in the physicality, no problem whatsoever. So Premier League strikers, watch out, he's coming for you.
I looked in your player ratings, and I think he said his passing was on the money and he bodied every red shirt. And I was like, oh yeah, sounds good. That does. Sounds like a good player. Who plays alongside him? If you're the boss, picking the match, the team for the next match against Bournemouth, who's the other centre back to go alongside him for you?
On form in the summer, I've been at every prep friendly, and what I've seen, Callum Chambers for me. Callum Chambers starts next to him. If I was picking the team, he's been very good defensively and on the ball as well. He's providing chances for those ahead of him as well. So he looks very, very confident, Callum Chambers. I thought he was fantastic against Man City last season. So for me, he should keep his shirt. I've got Chambers and Diego Carlos.
Another point I was just going to ask you about, and I've totally forgot. I'm reading the comments where people are guessing where the goals might come from. I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say. I've totally forgot. Where's my notes? I don't know. I think we got finished. Coutinho, Buendia, of course. Sorry. If they're only playing one of those again, if we're assuming it's going to be Watkins just because he starts more games than Ings so far across pre-season, to be fair, Coutinho has done the same, but we assume Buendia played in the game yesterday against Fulham. If you only pick one of those, who are you going for?
Away from home, I'll probably go Buendia. Away from home. Bournemouth, I'll be bouncing there next week. Newly promoted. We've seen last season at Watford, new sides coming up the bay for blood, don't they? And if you can see one early doors, it could be 2-3, as Villa found out last season. So I think Buendia's got a bit of dog in him. I think I'd have him away from home next week. I think he'd be chomping at the bit. I'll probably just one day edges Coutinho for me. From what I've seen, I think he's looked hungry to impress. He's got around the pitch. He's prepared to stick one in on a player as well. So Buendia just edges. I don't know what people say in the comments, but yeah, Buendia just about. Coutinho was decent.
Yeah, Emmy on ability and effectiveness. Lil Phil on blind faith only, which feels like a very Patrick Rowe thing to say. Just pick somebody on blind faith. I mean, Coutinho will come good again at some point, just because he's too talented not to. He's still a good age. He feels like he's really fitted in now. His loan sign is permanent. There's a bit of security there around his contract and stuff. So he will come good, but Buendia is too good to just be coming on for 15 minutes. He will start plenty of games as well. I'd be inclined to potentially start him next week as well, depending on how that Fulham game did actually get on last week. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to ask you about that's just come back to me was Bertrand Traore. I think you talked about him earlier. Was the word banished you used? Yeah.
Well, he has been. I've been told by someone who knows him well. He's not recorded now. I've been told to train with the reserve team. He didn't play yesterday either against Fulham, and being surplus to requirements as I understand it. So. Bit of a shame for Bertrand, but he'll probably find a new club now. We'll see what happens with him, but as things stand, he's not needed amongst the first team group and wasn't involved today, obviously. Training with the reserves or the under-23s, as they call it now. So, not involved again and out of favour at the moment. And, out of favour. I think Leon Bailey's gone ahead of him. So,
I'm not sure that's much of a loss, to be honest. And the other one, Sanson, who has been getting some minutes in pre-season, to be fair. I did think he'd be, I don't want to call it a bomb squad, but I can't think of another word, a bomb squad of him, Gilbert, Traore, El Ghazi, people like that. I thought Sanson would be firmly in there, not really be involved. He's had a fair shout of minutes though across the entire pre-season, really, and when he has come on, I thought he looks right.
Yeah, he's done all right. I think he's on the periphery at the moment in terms of being involved next season or not. So we'll see with that one. Gerard's still assessing him. He's got another month to do that before the window closes. He's done okay in his little cameos he's played, but I think he's below a couple in the pecking order at the moment. Douglas Luiz, Jacob Ramsey, I think he's probably third choice at the moment to be on them pair as in that number 8 position. So, I think it's, with Sanson probably just on the periphery at the moment. We're unsure with that one. He needs to kick on over the next few weeks, come on and affect the game and make an impact. And then I think you'll see him stay around. So, watch his space with him. We don't quite know yet what his situation is, but as things stand, he's amongst the first team, getting minutes and looking to impress and stake his claim for next season.
Finally, just talk to us very briefly. I mean, it's not as in depth as the Australia tour, of course, but your kind of 24 hours or so in France. What's it been like? What's the atmosphere been like? Just share your tales with us.
Rennais is absolutely mobbed with Villa fans. So there's I left Birmingham yesterday, went to Paris, stopped over in Paris last night. And then got the train to Rennes this morning, 2.5 hour train. Got to Rennes about lunchtime, noon. And then, the squares, it just looks like France in typical European city. It's the cafe, the bars outside, the umbrellas, the cobbled streets, the dodgy pint glasses.
The garlic, lime,
But, it's buzzing. The atmosphere is great. It's the first time Villa have been into Europe since Leipzig in 2019. And there's a bit of a Europa League feel today because the Rennes fans packed the stands out behind the goal. There's bouncing, singing at the drummers, and it's got me a taste of wanting to come here on Thursday nights and that. Do you know what I mean? And away games and real intense atmospheres and Villa holding their own. Little Villa away section in the corner in Europe, and hopefully it's not too far.
And a win as well. A win.
Why not?
A win in Europe.
A win in Europe. We beat Leipzig last time as well, so come on. But hopefully it's not too far away now, these European trips. Hopefully they're more often. And speaking to Villa fans today, down at O'Connell's, the Irish bar, and over in Drinkers Alley, it's called. I just want to come to Europe more often and make it a regular thing with the Europa League, or I'll take the Conference League as well. I'll take that.
Yeah,
seen last season. Roma won that last season. Roma, massive club. So this is the stage Villa want to come to, away grounds in Europe. Hold their own in some intimidating atmospheres and play against the very best. So, it's left me a taste of wanting more, you know what I mean, coming to France and you mocking up some more memes of me in bloody, I don't know, sausages and I don't know, all sorts. So, good day for the Villa fans. That they'll be lapping it up now. It's 5 to 9 now, so we're an hour ahead. So, Villa fans will be well on their way and They'll make their way back to Birmingham tomorrow, majority. And great weekend had by all. Had the weather. They just flowing, no real trouble. And yeah, happy days. Got the win. Coming from behind win and new signings looking good. Diego Carlos and happy days. And Premier League season starts next week. So on to Bournemouth, Dan.
Yeah, good. The last question, I'm going to do another preview with Pat at some point. See, obviously, he's not been on for a few weeks. So I kind of want to get his take on how Villa have looked over pre-season. Are we ready? Are Villa ready for Bournemouth, do you think?
Ready for Bournemouth, yeah. I think we are. Fans just beating Bournemouth. Hopefully it all comes together. Love Watkins to score, Dan. I think that could be we need a Watkins goal, don't we? We all need a Watkins goal just to give us a bit of glimmer of hope.
It's an Ollie Watkins goal, trust me.
It does. So, hopefully that comes through. Otherwise, we're going to have this 20 season goal striker chat every week. So, hopefully Pat comes up with a scouting report and a new number 9 maybe. But, I'm confident for next week. And after that, it's Everton at home, full house at Villa Park, and you fancy us there as well, Saturday lunchtime. So, the first 3 games, Bournemouth, Everton, Palace. Bring them on, man. 9 points. Why not?
Love it. Thank you very much, Ash, for your time, as always. Get yourself a beer or don't go do some work, whatever you can get away with. Thanks to everyone who tuned in to our live stream this afternoon, or this evening, I should say. Loads of comments, loads of questions. So thanks everyone for getting involved. And even though I didn't flash anyone's comments up, I was kind of getting people's comments into you via my own brain instead, just nicked them as my own questions. Thank you very much for watching. We'll do another kind of preview with Pat Monday or Tuesday probably. And then Ash, once you have press conference Thursday or Friday, I'm guessing, ahead of
Friday morning it's looking like. So first press conference of the season. Yeah, looking forward to that one. We'll press Gerard then.
You and me will have a catch up Friday lunchtime or Friday afternoon then about what's come out from pre-season press conference. Sorry, but yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We've done a big pre-season preview, like I said. That's on the YouTube channel. It's over an hour long. So if you want more in-depth chat from us, Matt Kendrick and John Townley, you can go and find that. As I said, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again in a couple of days.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. There you go, on the same wavelength, mate. Love it.